Hey, house guests. I'm sad today. Oh, we'll get there. Welcome to today's Big Brother 24 updates and spoilers. Our house guests of the day are Justin Stiles and Victoria King. Thank you both so much for the support. We could not do this without you, and we appreciate it so much. So thank you again. And if you guys want to be house guests of the day, check out our Patreon link in the info box below. I also want to thank yesterday's super chatters because that's another fantastic way to support our channel. So Jefferson Tucker, Pika Blue Gia, Eric N, Lisa Brown, Angela H, The T of Texas, Vajrath, Sean Davis, and Shane Wright. Thank you all so much for your super chats yesterday. We really appreciate it. And thank you to our super chatters today. Jody Cortez, thank you so much. And he asks, what does Big Brother do now in case of wall yellers? That's a really good question, right? Because where are they going to put the Dyer Fest house guests? I mean, I guess in an emergency, they could put the Brochella peeps on a lockdown inside and then bring in the Dyer Festival house guests. I don't know, but I know people have been begging for a wall yeller this week because they're pissed at Kyle. But thank you again for your super chat. Cal Mana, thank you so much for your super chat. And Cal says, I'd like to dedicate this super chat to Jasmine's birthday year. Yes, happy birthday year to Jasmine. What a wonderful celebration, right? Oh my goodness. Okay, so let's get started because we have some things to discuss. So when we left off yesterday, the house is divided into two sides. And just to remind you who's on what side, Big Brochella, the insiders, we've got HOH Michael, and then he is joined by Jasmine, Brittany, Taylor, and Monty, and that is the order that he chose them all. And then we have Dyer Fest. They're living outside in the backyard. Terrance is the HOH, and then he is joined by Turner, Alyssa, Joseph, and Kyle. So let's have an overview here of like what the plans are this week. So on the Big Brochella side, the vibe is calm, cool, and collected. Or if you're on Survivor, it's the calm, cool, collective. You guys are making me yawn just by writing the word yawn. So Michael nominated Jasmine and Monty. Monty volunteered to go up next to Jasmine. So it made it very easy for Michael. And Michael has been telling Jasmine that Monty is his target this week. So that's keeping her nice and calm. As of now, Jasmine is the actual target, but Michael and Brittany are open to possibly taking out Monty this week if he's still up on the block on Thursday. Don't you do it. Don't. Okay. And then out at Dyer Fest, it's a mess, which honestly is fitting with the theme. And I'm not even talking about like the styrofoam containers with the piece of bread with the slice of cheese on it and like maybe one piece of lettuce. I mean, like, this game is a mess. Terrance was suddenly targeting Joseph, not the showmans. Like, you have the showmans here up for grabs, and you're not going to target them and try to split them up? What? So Terrance was planning on putting up Kyle and Joseph. Again, Joseph was the target. And Kyle was totally on board with this plan, even telling Terrance, look, if you, Turner, or Alyssa win the power veto, feel free to leave the nominations the same. Like, I'm totally fine being the pawn. I'm confident that I'll stay over Joseph. He was fully on board with it. So then Kyle decided he did not want to go up. So he spilled all about the leftovers and their moves to Alyssa. And it was like extra annoying because he lied about some of those details about their formation, because we all know that Kyle used a lot of information that was spilled to him from Alyssa in order to bring the leftovers together. Talking about the old school alliance, girls, all sorts of things. But he didn't want to tell Alyssa, hey, I used the info that you gave me and I took out all your friends with it. Okay, thanks. No. So he lied about that and said that Joseph got the info from Amira. Okay, so Alyssa had the blandest reaction ever to finding out about the leftovers. Is she even playing Big Brother anymore? Because I feel like she hasn't been playing for weeks now. It seems like she only cares about her showmans. And honestly, it's infuriating to watch. Like, are you actually here to play, or are you just here for Kyle. But anyway, then Kyle spilled to Terrance about the leftovers. Terrance was not happy about it, of course. Terrance is actually playing game. Maybe not great, but like he's playing. And Kyle convinced Terrance that he should put Turner and Joseph up on the block so that Turner couldn't potentially use the power veto on Joseph. So, Kyle's trying to stay off the block. He's trying to keep himself and Alyssa off the block because he's worried that there's a chance that they could end up on there together and then they'd be split up and they couldn't have their 10 seconds in heaven. So, Kyle also proposed a new alliance to Terrance, which would be Kyle, Terrance, Alyssa, Michael, and Brittany. Ew. Okay. Terrance seems on board with it. He wants to make it happen. So they had the nomination ceremony for Dire Fest, and Terrance did end up nominating Turner and Joseph. And I don't think he told Turner ahead of time that he was going up on the block. Leading up to the ceremony, he was telling Turner, yeah, the plan's still the plan, aka putting up Kyle and Joseph. So when the feeds came back after the nomination ceremony, there was complete silence. It was so awkward. So awkward. And this went on for like several minutes. I don't think that Turner and Joe realize yet what Kyle has done. He has sold out the leftovers. They don't know. They think that Terrance just like changed his mind and went rogue. So yeah, after a few minutes of silence, Alyssa scrubbed the rest of Terrance's tattoos off of his back. I'm happy for him about that because that must have been irritating, but good for him that he doesn't have to deal with that anymore. So then Terrance and Turner are chatting by the pool, and Terrance is like, all right, something happened a little while ago that made me decide like I should put you up on the block. So Terrance says, I had only told Joseph and Taylor that I threw the OTEP competition. By the way, no, I feel like Terrance told mad people that he threw that comp. But anyway, he says, when I brought it up to you just a little while ago, your response was facts. And that made me think that you already knew about it. So I was wondering, like, if Joseph told you about it, meaning, like, you two are super close. This is the BS excuse that Terrance is going with. I mean, obviously, we know his real reasons for putting Turner up on the block because Kyle spilled about the leftovers. But this is the excuse that he came up with to tell Turner to his face. So Turner's like, whoa, what? I didn't know that you threw OTEV until you just told me, which that's a lie, right? I'm pretty sure he already knew from the other leftovers. But of course, he's like, I didn't know about it. And I just like said facts in response because like, that's what he always says. Have you not met Turner? If he's not saying that's fire, he's saying facts or, one of his other Turnerisms. So anyway, Terrance tells Turner, you are absolutely not my target. There's absolutely no way that I want you to go this week. And Turner says, you know what? At the end of the day, I put you up on the block when I was HOH and I kept you safe. So now if you keep me safe, we'll be even. It'll be all good. So Terrance says, yeah, that's my goal. I'm spreading that to everyone that I want you to be safe this week. So Turner's like, I just hope that this wasn't your plan from the start. And Terrance says, no, this was a last minute thing. It was a misunderstanding about the facts situation, whatever. So Turner says, I just hope that Joseph doesn't win the power veto because then I might be in trouble. And Terrance agrees and says, it's going to be 4 versus 1 in the power veto. So it's going to be okay. Joseph is not going to win that veto. So then Terrance chats with Joseph next. And Terrance says, my nominations were strictly strategic. I just want to make people feel comfortable right now. But my ultimate move here is Kyle. So this is a lie. This is just what he's telling Joseph so that Joseph won't freak out. But Terrance is not targeting Kyle. He's not doing it. He wants to work with Kyle and Alyssa moving forward. So Terry is playing it up that he wants the power veto used this week and for Kyle to go up as the replacement. So Terrance says to Joseph, you got to come through and win that power veto. So Joseph asks him, what are you going to do if you win the power veto. And Terry claims that he will pull one of them down and put up Kyle. I mean, we'll see now, I guess, right? Okay, anyway, Terrance has a question for Joseph. He wants to know, why did you end up voting to keep me last week instead of Indy? Because everybody knows that Joseph was super tight with Indy. And he's like, that really threw me off that you voted to keep me. So, like, what was going on there? And Joseph says, I knew that Indy's loyalty was to the girls, not to me. You know, we may have been close on a personal level. We were good friends, but she was not loyal to me. He tells his made-up story that he and Brittany came up with, that they compared notes. Brittany confirmed to him that Indy was locked in with the girls. And he says, I confronted Indy about it. She confirmed it as well. And Joseph tells Terrance, like, I know it doesn't seem like it, but my vote was with you from the beginning. Like, I was always going to vote for you to stay. I mean, he wanted Terrance to stay because that's what the leftovers wanted. He was planning on maybe giving Indy a sympathy vote, but then Michael ended up doing that instead. It was a whole thing. But anyway, Joseph is trying to say, Terrance, I was going to keep you no matter what. Indy, I just knew that she wasn't loyal to me. And then when I got that confirmation, that was it. So Joseph is still saying, like, I feel like if I'm still up on the block on Thursday, I'm going to be leaving because I'm not going to be safe against anybody. Alyssa, Kyle, or Turner. They're all going to keep each other over me. And Terrance is like, I got you. Don't worry about it. No, he doesn't. Okay. So a little later, Joseph and Turner check in with each other. Kyle's nearby too. It's hard to tell if he could actually hear what they were saying or not because he didn't really like interact with them. But Joseph is asking about Turner's chat with Terrance. Turner tells him about the whole like facts miscommunication. And then Joseph was like, well, Terrance told me that he's targeting Kyle. And Joseph says, I am not going to betray you guys, like, about the leftovers. He's not going to spill about that. And Turner agrees. He says, 1,000%. Not going to do it, man. Kyle already took care of that. Ah! All right, so now let's check in with Big Brochella inside. Taylor and Brittany are chatting at the Tiki Bar, and they're wondering, like, what is happening at Dire Fest? I mean, they're pretty calm on their side of things. No drama really over there. They're not sure if Alyssa is still going to be the target this week without them being there to push for it. Now, just a side note here. Brittany has talked at length with Michael about wanting Joseph to go from the other side because then, you know, her and Michael wouldn't have any blood on their hands over it because they had nothing to do with it. And it would take out a strong competitor. But Brittany is putting on a show here for Taylor because Taylor is not privy to that information. She doesn't know that Brittany and Michael are secretly hoping for that. So Taylor says, I can't sleep because I'm worried that those gates are going to open at the end of the week and Joseph is not going to walk through. Oh my God, that sounds so dramatic, but also like such a crazy image. Like, oh my God, it sounds like a movie. But anyway, Taylor says if that happens, that would mean everything bad that could have happened. She says Joseph hasn't won anything yet. She would really like for him to win this veto. And Brittany's like, yeah, I would also like to win something myself because her only win so far this season was in tandem with Michael, right? So she wants something that she can put on her resume by herself. So Brittany says Joseph has a great social game. He's close with Turner. So she feels like a lot is going to come down to what Turner does this week. You know, is Turner going to stay loyal to the leftovers? And Taylor says Turner delivers, right? I mean, look how he stepped up when he was HOH. So Brittany agrees, but she's also like, I don't know where Turner's head is at all the time. I don't know what he's going to do. So Brittany is asking, do you think Turner is closer to Joseph or to Kyle and Alyssa? And this is something that Brittany's been wondering for a few weeks now. So she's trying to get Taylor's perspective here. So Taylor thinks that Turner is closer to Joseph. You know, they clown around all the time. Joseph gives him the space to open up about things. They've really bonded. I would also say at this point that Turner is probably closer to Joseph and Monty than he is with Kyle, because Kyle is like always with Alyssa now, right? He's not spending as much time with everybody else. So Brittany says, I could be wrong, but I think that Kyle thinks he has a stronger influence over Turner than he actually does. And Taylor agrees. She thinks that Kyle really effed up by not using the power veto last week. He put Alyssa before the Leftovers Alliance, and that's not sitting well with a lot of the leftovers. So Michael joins them a few minutes later. There's more talk about the other side. They're just so curious about what's happening out there. You know, again, they feel like their side is pretty obvious. Monty and Jasmine up on the block. Jasmine's probably going, right? And then on the other side, a non-leftover is HOH, and let's face it, Kyle is a freaking wild card, so there's no telling if he's going to turn on the leftovers or follow through and try to get Alyssa out this week. Come on. They should know that he's going to try and keep Alyssa. But anyway, there was also, I have to mention, a lot of talk online about how apparently Terrance and Michael had time to chat before the two sides separated. So like they already know that they're both HOH this week, but they didn't separate the two sides yet. And I guess they were talking about who they were going to target this week. So Terrance was like instructed basically to go after Joseph, and he's under the impression that Michael will be targeting Monty. So I just feel like that's really like lame that they were able to have this conversation before the Great Divide here. I know we're going off topic here, but let me give you my opinion on how this twist should have gone down. I think it would have been so much better if they had randomly divided up the sides first, and then you have the two sides play for HOH separately. So, you know, the other side's not even going to know who the HOH is. The whole week, they're just like, oh my God, what is going on over there? I think that that's better. But that's just my opinion. Maybe if they do this twist again in the future, they could do something like that. I don't know. But I feel like it's a little bit cheap that they know who they are on each side. I don't know. So, anyway, Brittany says, poor Terrance thinks that he has an HOH, but he doesn't have any damn say in what's happening on that side at all. I mean, she's kind of right in a way, but like not in the way that she's thinking. I mean, at this point, Terrance is letting Kyle run his HOH, so yeah. But Taylor's wondering, what if Terrance targets Turner? He's not targeting Turner at this point, but like he put him up on the block. So Michael says Turner was one of the first people that told Terrance that he was voting to keep him, so like he probably wouldn't target him, but crazier things have happened in the Big Brother house, right? And outside of it. So Brittany says, I've seen Turner and Terrance whispering together a lot. I think they're pretty close. And Taylor's saying, I hope so. Taylor really wants the leftovers to stick together here. Then they discuss how Turner nominated Terrance when he was HOH, and Taylor worries maybe Terrance feels like he can't control Turner, and that's going to be a reason for him to put Turner up on the block. Okay, so back outside, Joseph and Turner are chatting, and Joseph says, I'm pretty sure this is it for me, my boy. Oh my God. And Turner says, that's exactly how I feel too. I'm just like kind of coming to terms with it now. So Joseph says, I'm not going to try and send you or Kyle home. Turner agrees. They don't know at this point how much Kyle sucks and what Kyle has done to screw them over. So Turner and Joseph agree they're not going to campaign against each other. They will campaign for themselves, but not against each other. So Joseph just really feels like he is the target this week. This genuinely makes me sad. Oh my God. So, yeah, the house guests on both sides are all really bored right now. I mean, things really slow down when there are only 5 people left. And obviously we know there's 10 people left. But because they're divided, it feels like there's only 5, right? So things have really slowed down. But last night, the feeds went down for a while, and we find out that Big Brochella had their POV comp. So, of course, everyone played, and Big Brother brought back a classic. It was the Stay or Fold competition. We haven't seen this one in a few seasons now, so it's exciting that it's back. And it sounds like they had it in the off-site competition location that they've used for a few seasons now, quite a few seasons now. And Tiffany from Big Brother 23 was hosting virtually. Yay! That's so fun. Oh my goodness. So we find out that Brittany won the power veto. Oh, okay. So she was just saying that she wanted a solo win, and now she got it. So Michael is alone up in the HOH room after the competition, and he's like, I could have had my 5th veto, but it's okay. Oh my God. He says the goal was defense, not offense, and now Brittany's got a solo competition win. He says he's very proud of her. She crushed it. Can you imagine if Michael had won again? That would be insane. But Brittany goes up to the HOH room to celebrate with Michael. And Michael says this is just perfect. You know, we've got all the control this week. We can do whatever we want. Brittany is not planning on using the power veto. They want to keep Jasmine and Monty up on the block. But they are still undecided whether Jasmine or Monty should go. It seems like they're leaning towards Jasmine leaving, but that's not set in stone. So Brittany brings up, you know what, Michael, you can't play for HOH next week. So they got to make sure that he's going to be protected somehow. So Michael says if we get rid of Jasmine and the other side gets rid of Alyssa, we're still left over strong, right? Like we wouldn't be going after each other. But if we do that, there's still the risk that the other leftovers are going to target us instead of Terrance next week. You know, they might think it's a waste to go after Terrance and they'll look at us instead. So Michael says, another scenario, if we get rid of Jasmine and the other side does something crazy, meaning taking out Joseph, then the attention is going to be on Kyle and Turner because they're the ones that turned on the alliance, right? So they would be targets probably before us. And then Brittany's like, and, okay, another scenario, if we do something crazy, meaning taking out Monty, and the other side takes out Alyssa, then the leftovers are going to be pissed at us because we'll be the ones that turn on the alliance. So I feel like we're acting out like the end of Clue right now, and it's like all the different scenarios. But Michael says, I don't think Kyle would be mad if we took out Monty. No, he would be like dancing in the street. But the others might be mad at us, so that's something to think about. They're not sure if Kyle's going to try and make a big move on the other side and turn against the leftovers this week. I mean, yeah, that's exactly what he's doing. So anyway, they still have the rest of the week to think it over and figure out what they want to do. Great. Sounds exciting. Honestly, oh my God, some of these conversations get so exhausting. So later, Jasmine makes a pitch to Brittany, the POV holder, in the Jetsons' bedroom. And Jasmine says, I would appreciate it if I could get the veto used on me. But if not, I understand that you still have your game to play. But I want you to know, I've never thought about targeting you. I would never. You and Michael are off limits for me. I've said that since day one. Girl, how can you say that with a straight face? So Jasmine says, I want to make it as far as I can, not only for myself, but also in honor of my dad. Okay, we've seen this come up so many times now. Of course, everyone feels for Jasmine losing her dad, especially only a few months ago. But people in this house are not loving that she is trying to use this to manipulate them emotionally. I guess she's given up on using the birthday excuse at this point, but now it's back to this is in honor of my dad. And she's telling Brittany, we are both fans of the show. I'd love to keep playing this game with you. I've been loyal so far. I want to fight and be here. So Brittany's like, where my head's at, who we want out this week is on the block already. Way to keep it ambiguous. I mean, let's be real. She's acting like Monty's the target, but like Jasmine or Monty are the target. So yes, the person that they want out is on the block already because it's either of them. So Brittany says, Taylor and I will be the ones voting this week, so I want to make sure that she and I are absolutely on the same page. And Jasmine's like, yeah, I will chat with Taylor too. I'm not coming after her either. So Brittany says, at this point, I'm probably just leaving the nominations the same. I feel good about it. And Jasmine's like, yeah, I feel okay about it too. Because, she's under the impression that Monty is the target. And she seems to be buying that. Okay, after, Brittany checks in with Michael in the HOH room. And Michael says, I really don't want to look back on this week and regret not making a big move. This is exactly what he said during his first HOH week. Remember that? But Brittany tells Michael about her chat with Jasmine, and they are just tired of Jasmine's lies. They don't want to work with her moving forward. They can't trust her. And Michael says, you know what? Even if we do keep her, that doesn't necessarily mean we have to work with her. But they agree. They do not want her in this house anymore. They have had enough of the Jasmine train. They want to get off. So Brittany is also not convinced that Jasmine wouldn't target them if she stays. So Michael says, all right, scenario. If Jasmine and Alyssa are the two that go this week and Monty wins HOH next week, is he really going to send Terrance out? Or is he going to come after one of us? He was literally just talking about taking Terrance out next week with Taylor. Monty is probably the most loyal person in the leftovers. Monty and Joseph, most loyal. So Brittany brings up, Monty did volunteer to go up as a pawn this week. He put a lot of trust in us. And if he screws us over next week, he'd be losing 2 jury votes. So is that something he'd really want to be doing? Plus, Monty has proven so far that he is loyal. He's played a clean and honest game. So maybe he wouldn't come after us. So then Michael and Brittany are discussing the possibility of maybe, I don't know, throwing Kyle under the bus to protect themselves, just in case, like, say Monty does win HOH and they want to make sure that they are not Monty's targets. Maybe we'll just let Monty know that Kyle's been talking about targeting him, which is true. Michael was kind of worried, though, what if Monty approaches Kyle about it and spills that we were the ones that told him? Then Kyle's going to be pissed at us. And then Michael says, or we could tell them, and I think he's meaning Monty, Joseph, and Taylor, what Kyle has been saying. And there's no coming back from that. So the feeds flip away. I'm assuming Michael is referring to Kyle saying, like, there's a cookout 2.0 and trying to get together all the white people to go after all the people of color. I don't think that Monty, Joseph, and Taylor would take too kindly to that. So anyway, Kyle and Alyssa are chatting in the hammock. And Kyle is spilling more about the leftovers to Alyssa, including the name. And Kyle says, I feel kind of bad because they've all been loyal so far, and I'm the one blowing up the alliance. That's because you suck! I know everybody is like, oh, you're so biased against Kyle. Yeah, he's annoying. Okay. But anyway, Kyle says it's either me or Joseph this week as the target. So I had to tell you and Terrance, but like mostly Terrance. So he says I had to tell Terrance before Joseph could. Joseph would not rat on the leftovers. Are you kidding me? But anyway, Alyssa assumed that Kyle was working with her this whole time. And she says, I probably look like an idiot to America now. I mean, yeah, not just for that, though. I mean, there's other things, too. So Kyle apologizes to Alyssa for not telling her sooner, but he just doesn't know that would have been a good idea to tell her too early. Plus, if he had to jump to the other side to work with Alyssa, he didn't want to work with, like, Indy, Amira, Jasmine, like, a bunch. He didn't want to work with that side. So now he can just pull in Alyssa and Terrance. And Kyle is saying, we have to make sure that we get Michael and Brittany on our side when we get back into the house. Or else it's going to be us and Terrance versus everyone else. That'd be a lot of fun. Okay. So anyway, Kyle says, oh, I just want to hang out with you all day. We can hang out more after the power veto's over. And Kyle says, if Joseph goes this week, then Alyssa and Terrance, you guys can claim that Joseph was the one that spilled to you about the leftovers before he left. Boo! Oh my god. So not only is he spilling about the leftovers, but now he's going to try and blame it on Joseph. I really don't know that, like, Monty and Turner, maybe Michael and Brittany, I don't know that they would trust that that's true. Like, I don't know that they would believe that because, okay, do we really think that Joseph would be the one to spill and not Kyle? Kyle has been acting sus for weeks now. I mean, really. Do we think that they would believe that? But that's what Kyle wants to do. And Alyssa is just like, is what we have real? And Kyle's like, yes, 100%. Like, you're the prettiest girl I've ever seen in my life. And blah, blah, blah. Okay, I'm out on that. But I just have to ask. So is Alyssa just going to ignore that Kyle lied to her face for like a month? Especially like when she directly confronted him about working with other people and like lying to her and all that stuff. When she got that information from Daniel when he was making like his final plea. She's just going to let that go. She doesn't care. Oof, that's gross. Anyway, back inside, Brochella. The Brochella leftovers were chatting late last night. Michael, Brittany, Taylor, and Monty. And, oh, am I getting a migraine? I don't know. I think it's all the showman stuff. It's like killing my brain. So Monty says that he's fine with staying up on the block next to Jasmine. He's telling Brittany, don't worry about using the power veto on me. I trust you guys. I haven't been up on the block on an eviction night yet, so I know that you guys are going to keep me safe. Oh, Monty. If they turn on Monty, I'm going to lose it. They can't do that. Yeah, I'm seeing an aura right now, and it's not comfortable. But at least I don't have a headache. So they talked about what's going to happen with the alliance moving forward. And this was a conversation that Brittany and Michael were planning on having with Monty this week because they want to see what he has to say about this. They want to know, because they're going to ask him, like, what do we do if we get to the final 7? Like, how's that going to happen? If he says, oh, we'll just figure it out when we get there, then they're going to be like, he's already got something else going on. We can't trust him. But if he's, like, talking about it, making plans with them, they're going to feel a lot better about him. So, I mean, they were talking about it, and I think that helped them to trust Monty more and feel like they can work with him moving forward. This group discussed there's a lot of distrust with Kyle and Turner because of how everything went down last week. Turner obviously wasn't as bad as Kyle, but he was really playing devil's advocate a lot when they were discussing potentially evicting Alyssa. He was fighting pretty hard for her to stay. But I mean, Kyle I really put his foot down about not using the veto, and they just really feel like he was putting Alyssa before their alliance. And they're like, why were those two fighting so hard to keep Alyssa last week when she's not with us? So it sounds like they're worried also that Kyle and Turner might turn against Joseph this week. Turner, no, but Kyle already did. Okay, now I'm starting to get the headache a little bit. But anyway, today, Terrance is still targeting Joseph. That's still happening. Kyle is drooling at the possibility of Joseph and Monty leaving this week. That's like his dream come true. But he calls Michael a wuss. Wow. He says, I don't think Michael is going to take the shot at Monty unless Jasmine wins the power veto. We also saw that Terrance and Alyssa are both saying they're really hoping that Jasmine is still going to be in the house after this week. They want to keep working with her. Well, good luck with that. And also, they had the Power Veto competition today for Dire Fest. So, of course, they all competed. I believe this was a different competition. It wasn't the stay or fold one. I know Spoiler Girl was saying that it's the one where you got to, like, stack stuff, and whoever stacks the most within a certain amount of time wins. That's not confirmed yet, but that's what I saw Spoiler Girl saying on Twitter. And Terrance won the Power Veto. Oh, no. So it's not looking good for Joseph at this point. But Joseph is still hoping that they can get Alyssa up on the block. Oh, no. It's going to really hurt to watch him try and do this knowing what Kyle has already done. So, yeah, we'll see what happens. I mean, you never know. There could be a miracle, but I feel like it's just too late at this point anyway. I just don't know. Well, no, I guess it's not too late. If they're able to convince Terrance to go against the showmance, then oh my god, you scared me. Then Terrance could break a tie, but like I don't know that they're gonna get Terrance on their side. I just don't see it.
Oh, hi.
Whoa, ASMR, oh hi. Okay, so
Oh, hi.
anyway, it's looking like as of right now, it could be Jasmine and Joseph leaving this week.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I'm assuming the power veto ceremony is still going to be on Monday. I wouldn't be surprised if it was different this week though, because they are doing 2 of them. So maybe they're going to stagger them. I don't know.
Maybe one will be tomorrow.
Yeah, you never know. But anyway, oh my god, I can barely see because of the second aura.
I'm sorry.
It's hard.
You want me to read it?
No, it's okay. So
shut your mouth,
Bowie. Okay, I want to thank our super chatters. Jody Cortez, thank you so much. Cal Manna, thank you so much. Susan Pengilly, thank you so much. Sassy Silva, thank you so much for the super chat. Kevin Charles, thank you so much. And Kevin says, imagine if Kyle won and picked all white people. Oh, you mean if he won HOH? Yeah, that would have been... No, but you know he would have picked people of color because he would need a target.
Yeah, he's got to get rid of them.
All right. Edward Guzman, thank you so much for the super chat. And Edward asks, did you watch TMZ's coverage of Kyle's 10-second stand with Alyssa? I did see that clip. Oh my god. The pool floaty has joined the Hall of Shame with BB21's stool. I feel so bad for the pool floaty. Like, it didn't ask for that.
It's an inanimate object.
I know, but like, it didn't ask for that life. So... But yes, I did see the clip, and the guy was like, well, I hope Kyle never makes it past 10 seconds. Yeah, anyway. Susie Fairchild, thank you so much for the super chat. Shane Wright, thank you so much. And Shane says, Dire Fest Veto should be hide and go veto. Lock down Brochella upstairs and have them destroy the downstairs looking for vetoes. Shane, that is genius. I love it.
It's a great idea.
That is a fantastic idea and totally a missed opportunity on your part. Right? That would have been sick.
What a mess.
Yeah, that would have been a lot of fun. Gail Murphy Comedy, thank you so much for the super chat. And Sean Davis, thank you so much as always. Sean says, the twist has truly turned the house upside down. I'm still worried for Joseph. If Kyle does survive, the whole house needs to send him to jury next. I mean, I gotta give Kyle props for saving himself this week. But, like, I don't see this being a good move for him long term because... he's going to have people very pissed at him, moving forward. I don't see him getting to the end now. And if he does get to the end, you really think the leftovers are all going to vote for him to win?
No.
I don't see it. So I think he screwed himself over in the long run.
He screwed the pooch.
Yeah. So that's where we're at. Thank you all so much for being here. I need to do something. Yeah, I need to do something for this. So thank you all so much for being here. We will see you next time. And until Monday. That's right. Today's Saturday. So we'll be back for tomorrow night's episode recap. And then the next spoiler will be on Monday. So see y'all then. And until next time, much love. Bye, everybody. Bye.